I wanted to share with you how I made my little skeleton and pumpkin book using Enchanted Forest. So my little witch hat. So to make these, you're going to need a little skull and a little pumpkin, just a plastic one. And you carefully want to cut them in half. Like that. Then you're going to need to cut 22 little 2-inch pattern paper circles. You're going to need 4 cardstock ones. On one of them, you just want to trim off the top a little bit to make an even line. And then take the rest of yours and just trim that off on each one. Then you're going to need a few 1.5-inch circles. And you're going to need a hinge that is 3/4 inch wide by 6 inches long. And on the 6-inch side, you're going to want to score it 3/4, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 1 7/8, 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3, 3.5, 4, 4 1/8, 4 5/8, 5 1/8, 5 1/4. Then you'll want to fold them and make your little alleys. You're also going to want some thin scraps of paper, like printer paper weight. You're going to just want to crumble them up. You're going to need your hot glue gun. And you're also going to need some scraps and little tiny decorations, fussy cut items, and some black ink. So to start with, you want to take one of your heads, put some hot glue in, and then just squish a piece of paper down in it. And add more hot glue. You're just going to keep adding glue and wadded up paper till you get it full. So mine's pretty full. I'm going to add some more hot glue. Then I'm going to take one of these 1.5-inch circles. I'm just going to press it on. And where it's overlapping, I'm just going to cut that off. So now I'm going to add more hot glue. And then I'm going to evenly add this 1.5-inch circle on it. I'm going to set it aside so it can cool off. Then I'm going to take my skull I'm going to start putting glue and paper in it. Okay, now that this one's full, I want to grab another 1.5-inch circle, put some more hot glue, take my 1.5-inch circle, and I'm going to try evenly place it over the hole. I'm going to set that aside and let it cool off. So now I'm going to take some ink. I'm going to take my circles and I'm going to ink them all. I decided to also add in some music paper. Now that those are all inked, I've separated mine so I just can make sure my sheets all go in different. You want to grab a piece of cardstock. You want to put glue up to the first score line. And then on the side we cut flat, you want to line that up, just not covering your score line. Then you want to turn it over. Grab a piece of pattern paper. You want to line it up with the circle you just glued to the hinge. That way you're sandwiching the little hinge between. So that will be our back. Then you want to put a piece of pattern paper. And grab some of your scraps. I think I'm going to put a pocket on this one. This flat spot up here is the top of your book. And I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to put glue on the back. I'm going to glue it right on top of that cardstock circle. This is just a little piece of paper that I'm folding in half and inking to put in my pocket. So then you're going to leave your little alley and bend your hinge up, put a little glue in between. Then put some glue on this side of your hinge, watching out for your score lines. Grab a piece of pattern paper. Push your hinge down on top of it. Apply glue to the back of that one and the hinge. And apply another piece of pattern paper, lining your circles up. Then you're going to bend that little alley down. Put glue on this hinge. Glue your little pieces together. Then put glue on this side. Add a piece of pattern paper. Then grab another piece of pattern paper. I'm going to put a pocket on this one. Burnish it down, trim it. Add glue to the back. I'm going to glue it right on top of that other circle, on top of the hinge. So I'm going to bend my next alley down. On this page, I'm going to grab one of these stamps. I just put glue along the bottom. I'm just going to stick it right there. Then I'm going to put glue on the back. I'm going to add it on top of the last circle, on top of the hinge, watching out for any score lines. So I'm just going to keep doing this till I get all of my little hinges full of pages. I have a piece of a circle here. I'm just going to put glue along the bottom of it. I'm going to glue this down to my last circle, over the hinge. And now we're to the last page. So on this page, I want to put some glue, and I'm going to glue on a piece of cardstock. And I'm going to grab a piece of pattern paper. I think I'm going to use another little stamp. Add some glue. And I add this right on top of my cardstock. And I'm going to take another piece of pattern paper, add some glue. I'm going to put it right on top of my hinge. So there's our start of our little book. I'm going to grab some purple lace and my hot glue gun. I'm going to grab my skull. I'm just going to lay those down. And I'm going to apply glue to that black circle we glued on. And I'm going to center my skull on this circle. Then I'm just going to push this ribbon in around this head. Now I'm just going to put a few more decorations in. I'm going to add the sticker to this page. Eyeball. Piece of candy corn. I'm going to add some of these little words on. Cut out the Enchanted. So now our little skull book is done using Enchanted Forest. This one was made using Charmed. So now we're going to do the same thing on our pumpkin one. So we're just going to add the pages just like we did the last one. So I'm probably going to do this in fast forward. Okay, now that we have this one pretty much done, we want to do some embellishments. I'm going to add a stamp to the first page. I'm going to cut this quote out. On this page, I'm going to put the candy corn. Add this little fussy cut of the bird right on top of this pocket. And I'm going to cut out Sumptuous Floral. going to add it right on top of this little scrap of paper that I made into a little card. Just gonna put that little scrap in there. I'm going to add the eyeball onto this little card. I'm going to put my skull here. I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom. So then I'm going to take my pumpkin. I'm going to put hot glue on the back of that circle. I'm going to try evenly put it on the cover. So here's my little top hats and witch hats. That one I haven't made a book yet.